Hello, and welcome to another episode of Conversational Pressure, where we provide different outlooks, share our truths, and encourage listeners by helping to nurture, heal, and inspire, all while making you laugh and sometimes cry, but ultimately giving hope. I am one of your hosts, Ebony, and my co host, Dimetra. And today we will be discussing healing and what it looks like. That, that didn't sound right. Healing and what it looks like.
What it look like. No, but seriously,
Yeah.
what does healing look like?
It's a journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So before we dive in, how was your week? Just had a birthday? How did you enjoy your birthday? How was your week?
I did. I enjoyed it very much so. Had dinner with the family. That was a plus. We went out, went to church on Friday and did some adult activities after that and had a good time. So other than that, I spent it with who I was supposed to spend it with. Okay. It was a good time. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Your week?
My week was good. Had a few hiccups, and it's only Wednesday.
No, right? Lord. No, it's Tuesday.
Oh, look at that. So again, I had a few hiccups. Had a few hiccups. But ultimately, I'm still here. I'm still able. Opportunity to some things are out of my control.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's still a good week because I'm still able. I didn't even get too deep. But that's just where I am right now. But the week.
Okay.
It's good. I'm glad the topic is what it is today.
Because you've been talking about it anyway.
Yeah, I've been talking about it anyway. It's been in my spirit for like the last month or so. It's been a journey that I'm sure we all have been on, but it's just been really weighing on me here lately. So, and just to have the ability to sit down and have a conversation about it, and like you said, what does it look like?
Yeah, dive into it just a little bit because it looks different for everyone. I know for myself. Well, I know that everyone has been through something that they may, or that they have had to try and heal from, or might still be healing from, or have healed from, or but it's definitely a journey. I've taken some losses over the last couple of years. So I've had to heal from those things, the loss of my dad, the loss of some friends.
Yeah.
But I've learned to just take it one day at a time.
Yeah. That's a good approach.
Yeah.
One of the weird things about healing and just us being human beings, a lot of times we healing in a lot of different areas at a lot of different levels at the same time. And because we don't want to hurt and we want to be brave, and sometimes some of us, we don't want others to really see how their absence or their deeds really affected us. Because I could act like, oh, you was a normal factor, you did X, Y, and Z to me, so I'm over this like that.
Right.
So that you don't know how much you really impacted my life. It's affected how I felt, whatever. And what I realized is that alone, just with that approach, contributes to the pain and the hurt or the affliction if you're acting like it didn't bother you or it didn't affect you, and it did. If that makes sense. So for me, healing. And I know some topics of healing or areas of healing we ain't really ready to talk about. There's some that I'm okay with talking about.
But some of them I'm still working on.
And like you said, like it's a process. I think with like relational healing, if it's from a romantic relationship, I depending on the gravity of what happened, the length that it would take to get over it. But for me, I believe that was the easiest, not easy, but the easiest things for me to heal from, to get over. Because at one time I just really thought that it was an inadequacy on my own, on me. So I would beat myself up, whatever. Just I got pick myself apart, which added to the wounds that was there.
Yeah. You didn't allow yourself to heal.
Exactly.
Because you wasn't even being honest with yourself.
Exactly. So healing from maybe as a parent, you didn't get what you needed, or you were hurt by a parent or family member, or something like that. I think that type of healing, and of course it depends on a person, but I'm just speaking from my own point of view. It takes a lot longer, maybe the absent parent, the absent father, maybe something that somebody said that kind of offended you or messed with your self-love or your self-esteem, made you feel, a little unworthy of certain things. Like that for me was really hard to get there, to get over. And even today, sometimes I sit back like, well, dang, you know what I'm saying? Then I had to snap back in. Yeah. Like, no, this is not your fault. Just because this was done doesn't mean that, you are inadequate, or that what they said defines who you are, So, yeah, I think it's just different depending on the avenue of the,
what you're healing from.
It dictates, and of course how you take it. Takes how you how fast you can get through it. And I think there's always some kind of residue.
So that the residue, okay, because I am a person that I don't want to say I let things go, but you know how they say, like, you just always remember what people say to you. And I am a person that type of stuff always stays in the back of my mind. And it's not a constant way. It's like there to see, but there are times where I might just be sitting there and be like, and it can kind of take me right back to that place. And the hurt is all over again and everything. And I feel like I had started healing from that, but then at that moment I realized you didn't really come as far as you came, but you didn't really come as far as you thought you did. Because I'm really worried about this person.
You won't go.
Yeah. But like you say, and it really just depends on who is the person, or who, like, who said it, who it came from. Because, there are certain people, for the most part, I can, whatever. I ain't think about you. But there are people in my life that when they say certain things, it sticks.
Yeah.
And it hurts. And it's like, even if I feel like, okay, you just said it out of anger, but it's still like, you actually felt like you actually said that about me. So, it's definitely, depend upon who it comes from, or the type of healing that you're dealing with. Like I said, like losing my dad, I'm still healing from it. Yeah. And I feel like it'll be a lifetime, probably. And not where it's like a constant of every day I'm just But it is times where I'm just like for instance, on my birthday, I just was still. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, he normally would have called me on my birthday. He would have sung me the whole full rendition of Happy Birthday. And it's been 3 years now, but, you know, I miss it. So.
That's one of the things that you just don't get over that.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you what year it was. That's how, like, my trauma is. Like, when my brother passed away. My brother was like my first son. You know, I got custody of him when he was a teenager, and it's been at least 15 years. But even still, like this year, for my birthday, and our birthdays in the same month. So this year was really, really hard for me. You know, it was really hard for me. So it takes time, and I think a loss like that, you feel better with it every day.
You learn to live with it.
Exactly. And because of course when it first happened, I was a wreck for a long time. And because he was like my everything, was my brother, you know, my ace-boon cool, like anything that I did, for the most part, he was with me. Like, I'm moving, if it's the holidays, the kid's birthday, like whatever, like, for the most part, you see my brother. So it was a really hard loss, I mean, which would be for anybody, but he was like my child too. So it was like I lost my brother and my son, you know, that's how I felt. But that's something that we deal with, you know, to this day. And like you said, it'll be, I don't think you ever get over a loss like that. You know, a relationship that's severed versus leaving somebody in that manner. Some people may never, you know, some people, I know people that still salty about their old boo that did whatever, you know, because I mean, a loss is a loss, you know, regardless if they left this world or they just not a part of your life anymore. And because they haven't took the steps to heal,
to get past that,
to heal, you know. I think one of the things to really consider is that what part you played in the demise of the relationship, whether who it be, you know, a child, a parent, a friend, you know, or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, like whatever the situation is. People always look to blame the other person,
or blame somebody,
blame somebody or something outside of them that just makes their healing process just that much longer. Because once you really sit down and be like, okay, well, let me see what part I played in this and what I could have done differently or what I should not have done, you know. A lot of times we think we are helping and making things better, and we're not. We're actually making things worse. So just to really kind of sit back and take into consideration what the other person has said to you, you know, that acceptance of, you know, all right.
Well, so it's funny that you said that because I have been known to say we both probably could have handled that differently, but we didn't. So here we are.
And that's a true
but
statement.
It's true. And because I'm not going to ever act like I was not a part of the problem. Sean always says, everybody, you know, we're all 50% of the problem. Except for him. No, except for him. He's not 50% of the problem. My baby is not wrong. But no, it's true. Like, we are all 50% of the problem. So it has been situations where I said, like, when I stepped back and I thought, I was like, yeah, I probably could have handled that differently. But now that it has went this far, I don't want to go back.
Yeah,
like, absolutely. Because it is certain things that I still feel like, regardless, like in friendships or relationships, I'm not a person that, I ain't gonna say I don't speak out of anger because I have, but I don't go for the jugular. I'm not like, in an argument, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm really just trying to get you to hear what I have to say. But then you have people that they say stuff and it's like, oh, tell me how you really feel. Okay. And now that you said that, I don't even want food. Like, yeah, let's just go ahead and, because, or in a friendship or relationship, if you get me to the point where I feel like I want to like call you out your name and really go in on you, you've pushed me past my limit because I don't do that. So it's definitely, we all play a part. We play a part in the demise and we play a part in the healing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, like I think the first thing in the steps of healing is to accept that you may have done something. Just consider that. Consider that you may have done something to contribute to your current situation, right? And after you consider that, then evaluate. Evaluate. Okay, well, even though I don't think I did nothing, but just maybe I did. Let me think about this. And so you're going to evaluate the situation and really be honest. With yourself. Be honest with yourself, because the denial of it alone. And I'm not saying beat yourself up.
No,
I'm not saying that. But right. But you gotta be honest with yourself in order to start your healing process.
Right. For yourself. It's really for you.
Yeah.
Being honest with yourself.
For yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, journaling helps. You might don't want to tell somebody. You may not be ready to express that. Okay, yes, if I might have shouldn't have stole your pen, although I hate those. Although,
right,
make an excuse, but maybe I shouldn't have stole your pen. Maybe we wouldn't be right here.
And even on the flip side, like on the other side of that, because like I know for me, with losing my dad, I didn't want to seem like that's all I ever talk about, even though I was feeling that way. Like people, and nobody might not have cared, but they might have. Because I've heard people literally say things, not like people about my situation, but just in general, like, you still like, yeah. Like grief, because some people feel like grief's supposed to have a timeline.
It doesn't.
Exactly. I know it don't.
Right.
But so it becomes one of those things where I don't want it to seem like this, I use this, because it has been days where literally I have cried myself all the way home. And then I get myself together and I go in the house. But I don't want to be mean to my child. I don't want to be mean to my husband. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate it. Because I'm in that feeling or that moment at that time. So, but then I won't go in it now. Corey be knowing. She did. That girl, she be knowing. But I don't want to go in there, like I said, and be mean to either one of them. But then I also don't go in there and be like, I'm just missing them today. I don't know why. Like, I feel like they would understand, but I just I don't. I keep it to myself.
I know for me, when I get in those places where,
and my therapist.
When I get in those places where I don't want to be bothered, and I know that, like you said, you don't want to be mean, I literally go in the house and listen, I need 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling. So I may need an hour, I just need some time to myself. And my kids, they used to be telling them, not used to like it's every day, but they understand when I get to that point, they give me my space. And then when I come out the room or whatever, they come check on me and stuff like that. Because when you really think of it in a grand scheme of things, like how often are you by yourself?
Just in the car, which is normally why.
And a lot of times that's not even a thing, because people know you're driving one way or the other, and they call. You probably on the way home from work, or I'm gonna call it now, So when you get time really to yourself, and that's also like if you're in a place where you've been wounded, whether emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and you're not having that me time to heal, that makes it even a longer process, more of a long process. Because you need that. So you definitely need that space for yourself to kind of figure out some things. I know when some weekends I just shut down. Shut down. I feel bad sometimes afterwards, but I think it's because I wait so long. I was waiting so long to take that time to myself. I just kept trying to mill through. And that's one of the things we talked about before, how we never took time to heal. We just kept going, you know. And so now I'm purposely trying to schedule trying. Let me take that trying. I'm purposely going to schedule time for me, you know, even if it's just me just getting out, taking a drive, taking a walk in the neighborhood, you know, if it's just, okay, I'm in my room all day today, if it's me vegging out on TV, or if it's just me vegging out, like, just listening to do, like, some meditation, I'm reading my Bible, like, whatever it is that I'm feeling like I need, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm always telling everybody else to do it, but I never do it myself because I got this. I don't always got this.
No, and that was the one thing I did appreciate. Like, it didn't happen, but this year for my birthday, Sean wanted to send me away specifically for that. He was like, I want you to just go and not have to worry about me and not have to worry about Corey, even though I just would have spent the whole time worried about them. But the point was for me not to have to be concerned with that every day. So, you know, that was greatly appreciated. And like you said, we need that. Yeah. And see, the thing is, I know I do. But you have to be deliberate about making the time, because it is times where I think about it and it is like, I have had no time to myself between basketball, softball for Corey, just, you know, hanging out with my husband, or again, just making time for everybody but myself. I mean, and that's what I'm supposed to do when it comes to them, but I literally make time for everybody, you know. And sometimes Sean get on me about that. He'd be like, just stop. But that's just who I am. Right. Well, it goes back to episode 1, you know, survival of the strong Black woman. Like, we are built that way, unfortunately. I think you're supposed to just keep going and going and going. But I can say that I am a person that I do not have a problem just laying around all day. Yeah. And you can call me what you want. I don't care.
I mean, you need that sometimes.
Yeah. And I refuse. Like, I used to feel like I was supposed to be doing something. Now I'm like, no, I'm good. I can literally, girl, I'm 8 weeks. I was off for my surgery. Got up. Well, at first I couldn't drive. So before that, Sean was taking her to school and all of that. But no, he wasn't, because it was still summertime, so she didn't even, but I would get up, I would make breakfast or something, you know, something simple. By 3 o'clock, girl, I was laying there taking me a nap. Like, it was the best thing ever. The best thing ever.
For somebody who's been going hard working for 20 years.
Exactly. Yeah. Non-stop. But I was able to just fall right into it. I told the girl at work, and she was like, you know, welcome back. I was like, okay. Like, you didn't get bored being home? I was like, what is wrong with you people? I was like, listen, I work only because I have to. That's it. Like, if my husband even thought about saying, you could be a stay-at-home, here we go. I ain't coming back. And I said 2 weeks notice. It's probably just a 2-day notice, because it might be on a Wednesday. So I'm gonna finish out the week, but I'm not coming back. Like, you know, it was that actually, and that was literally a physical form of healing, because I was healing from my surgery, and I thank God for my husband and my child, because they did allow me. Like, they allowed me that time.
Excellent.
They really did. Like, they didn't put anything extra on me. It was just like, why you up? Why you moving around? And I'm like, because have you met me? Like, I'm not. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. But people would say, well, you ain't doing nothing. I am doing something. It's called resting.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. It's okay not to have your day
from the time you wake up till you go to bed.
Yes. I look forward to those days, because I'm literally sitting here trying to figure out what day can I squeeze something in, because I have no free days.
You know,
I have no free days. I'm going to work 5 days from X amount of time in the morning to the try to get out of there. Try to get out there by 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna have something to do on a Monday, Tuesday after work, Wednesday after work, Thursday after work. I got something to do basically every day after work, you know. And I have a whole family.
Mm-hmm.
So on a day, so I'm like, all right, what are y'all going for dinner? I'm gonna cook. Good thing I have this type of husband. I do like we good.
Mm-hmm.
We got it's plenty of food in there. It's plenty of leftovers. Y'all think y'all too good for leftovers?
Oh, Sean told me
I don't think
all
I'm
the
too
time.
good for that.
I am.
I am not. I'm not too good for
and I am.
I am not too good.
I got one good day in me. Once we go into day 2, we buying out. But I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
The kids are like that. They don't want to eat it multiple days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Even though sometimes I do like, well, don't eat. But
spaghetti.
Yeah, they hate when I cook spaghetti. Not because they don't like it. Because they know I'm going to say, there's spaghetti
now,
in there.
I do like spaghetti. Like, the more that sit, anything with a sauce, like Alfredo and stuff like that, I can do that. Few days. Mm-hmm. We ain't going into the 3rd and the 4th now. Yeah. But, yeah. Mm-mm. I'm too good for leftovers, y'all.
Yeah. So, like,
you heard it from the horse's mouth.
I'll eat her leftovers. I come to her house. Where they at? Where they at? But really, like, having somebody who supports your days like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't come from that. Like, that's not having been what you had previously.
Right.
At first, it was kind of hard, like, for me to get used to. Because I was used to cooking every day, you know, doing everything myself, you know. But that's a part of healing through that relational thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being with somebody who's showing you a different way. Mm-hmm. And they're
who's showing their actions are showing.
Exactly.
Not just their words.
No, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But also care that, all right, you worked all day. Right. You're doing all of this. Don't worry about coming here cooking. Mm-hmm. Some men be like, yeah, I don't care about that.
None of that. Right.
You know. So that's also, you know, like for me, being able to have somebody who say, have the kids, you good. Mm-hmm. Go do something, go out. I go out. I'll be back home. I got with two ladies. Like, why you here? Right. Everybody else is gonna be out because I'm.
He had me laughing when he said he texted you the other night. Was like, "Do you want me to come get you?" And you said no. He was like, "I was surprised." I was like, "Cause we was having a good time."
Because you know I'm gonna be like, "Y'all come get me. I'm ready to go home," you know. But
I had already told you to start. We ain't gonna be out here long now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot, I'd be tired.
But
I'm sorry. Having somebody that
because everything just like when you're in your healing process, I believe when you're ready for certain things,
it'll be different.
When they present themselves,
you'll be able
you'll be able to accept that. So when you're looking for something new, something different from what you previously, you have to heal through that first. Get over that toxicity or hurt or whatever.
Or even halfway even know what it is that you want. Because we think we want certain things until we get it, and then it's like, oh no, that is not what I wanted at all. But it looked good. Mm-hmm. But lipstick on a pig is still a pig. I'm just saying. So it looked good. It smelled good. It sounded good. It's what everybody was doing. Mm-hmm. And then you like, oh,
I don't like this.
I don't like this at all. Now how I get out of this?
I tell you how I get out of it. You know I was gone in 60 seconds. You need an exit strategy. I help you out.
Not an exit strategy. We're offering exit strategies for $29.99. Strategy.
You be like, girl, what?
Girl.
I'm like, yeah, that's what we doing.
Underground Railroad.
Listen, come home from work, look like I was never there. Down.
See, that's some new stuff right there. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, you leave out for work. You all truck pulling up as you leaving the clock. God forgive me. But listen. So we Google healing.
Yes, the definition of healing according to Google.
According to Google?
Yeah.
All right, healing is a journey.
No, that's what I wrote. Oh, that was it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Healing is a process of making
or
becoming sound or healthy.
What did I say healing?
Or no,
remember earlier I said that.
So, healing is a process of making or becoming sound or healthy. So, take that and think about like anything that you may feel broken in, you feel wounded in, no matter if it's a spiritual healing. Like for me, I was a part of a ministry, church hurt, that never made me feel like I wanted to walk away from God. Right. But my ministry itself, it was at risk. Yeah. It was at risk for my personal ministry. So I was ready to walk away from all of that. You know, but God to put other people, put the words right out of my mouth. And when you are, I that's the part that I played in it. Well, what did I do? You know, what did I submit to get to allow this person to think that this is what control they had, or that they could do X, Y, and Z, and that I was supposed to accept it? Like, because at first I was like, oh, he blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me back up just a little bit. Why did he think that was okay? What did I do to make them think this is okay? You know? And once I accepted the part that I played in it, I was able to say, I'm never doing this again. I see where I dropped the ball. This ain't gonna happen again. Because first of all, it wasn't gonna happen again because I wasn't gonna be another part of the ministry, right? That was my mindset. Yeah. But I had to accept it and forgive myself. Like, I done did dumb stuff in relationships, let people think this, never said anything. I carried that same type of behavior into other relationships. You say something that I don't really like, I may not say nothing. You know, not now, but then, you know what I'm saying? Well, I wouldn't tell you how I actually felt because I didn't want to hurt you, although the things that you were doing to say hurt me. You know, things like that I had to change. So once I realized the part that I played in it and the same behaviors that I needed to change about myself in order for this I'm not negating the fact that he had some issues and he played his part. I wasn't consuming all the fault. No, but I consumed the part that I played in it. So, but we're 50%. Exactly. So once I was able to do that, so when it was time for me to go into another ministry and be a part of, I was able to, but also still keeping up front where I've been, what I've learned, and making sure I was not going back to.
And see, I experienced it wasn't as crazy because it wasn't even similar. But again, it took for me to take a look at myself. Like, I felt like they're judging me, they're looking at me. And the whole time I was judging and looking at myself. That's really what it was. Because I knew I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Exactly. But I used that as my excuse to get away from the church. But I'm back. I've been back. Yeah. You know, once I grew and took a look at myself and said, now, Ebony, some people ain't never done nothing but live.
But see, I mean, I ain't gonna go all down that road, but it ain't nothing but the enemy.
Yeah. You know? In addition to myself. I got in my own way. Because like I said, some people was not looking at me no kind of way, but I was dealing with my own stuff. I can be a little bit transparent without putting on my business out there. But this was around the time that I got pregnant with Corey. And I'm teaching youth Sunday school. Like, I'm doing all these things, you know, within the church. And here I am busting up in here pregnant out of wedlock. Just and I made myself believe that them people was looking at me some kind of way.
Right. But really, you just
I felt the way.
Because
I felt the way. And guess what? I should have felt the way. I'm glad that I did feel that way, and then ultimately came to grips with it and was able to move forward, with it. Because even when I did return, it was just like, where you been at?
Right.
Like, they was calling me, they was looking for me, in between that time, and then I brought Corey in, and it was just like, she was a church baby.
Right.
Like, so.
Yeah. It was conviction, that's it.
Yeah, that's all it was. Yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah. So that right there speaks to, just the process of becoming sound. Sound in your mind, sound in, all of those things that we just talked about helped you get to a place of being sound and then moving on to healthy. So now you, like for me, I have a healthy spiritual relationship,
Paying up the plate.
And so, just taking that into consideration, even with you knowing things that you did to hurt yourself,
right.
That, and then have the compassion, right? Have the compassion for yourself. Don't beat yourself up too bad. All right, I did this. It's not the end of the world. You hear another day, another opportunity to do things differently, to turn your life around, to, try to make whatever wrongs right.
Because I have those moments also. I think back sometimes, and I'm like, you was a wild girl. Like, I cannot believe that you, but that's my 44-year-old mind thinking, but yeah, I'll be like, girl,
yeah.
Conviction though, still again, just, you grow. It's all part of the journey. It's not a race. Healing, because again, we are healing from so many things.
And a lot of times
we heal from ourselves mostly.
Mostly because a lot of it is self-inflicted.
Yep.
People told us not to do some of the stuff they told us not to do. Like my mom was like, you see them type of dudes? Stay away from them. What? Well, he seems to be a nice person.
Ran straight to him.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, it's a learning process. Learn, you grow, you win. So with embracing your self-compassion, you want to seek support, no matter if it's a good girlfriend, a homeboy, a family member, or professional. Like, you need to seek some type of support outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Even if it's a good book that has some directions in there, or some steps that you can take. Like, I think that also can help you get through a certain point. But ultimately, I think you need to hear from another person. And if there's nobody that you can trust or you feel safe talking with, a professional, somebody who don't know you, and it's against the law for them to share your info unless you're trying to kill somebody.
Right.
But,
right.
A place that you can feel safe to be transparent and unload, because the only way you can really heal is through honesty.
And sometimes you don't even, so like when I lost my dad, I instantly was like, I need grief therapy. Like, I knew I needed it. And sometimes we literally just would sit and talk about everything but my dad. But because I would say to her, like, I don't even know. She was like, how you feel? I'm like, I don't even. There's no words to describe it right now. It just was, during that time, it was real happy. It was just like, I don't know. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm getting through.
Yeah.
Somehow. But it was a very important part of, I'm glad that I started my healing journey with that, because I learned a lot.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I know with my brother, when, they offered it to me, but I was like, I ain't gonna do my business. I didn't want to be vulnerable, so that was young.
Yeah.
I was in my early 30s.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you were able to do that, to recognize that, okay, I need to talk to someone. And not only realize that, actually doing it.
Yeah,
I knew I need to talk to somebody, but they never. Yeah, like
I knew I needed to for myself, for my family. Like, yeah, I wasn't suicidal or anything like
Right.
that. Let's be clear, but I didn't know which way it was gonna go. Like one day it could have just been, you know what, F all this.
Yeah.
Because well, from I say it happened fast, but I mean you were there through it all, so you know how it transpired and everything went down. But I don't think even if I was prepared, it wouldn't have affected me. You know what I'm saying? It still would have affected me the
It's
way
still
that it did,
preparing for somebody. Even though you can see it happening and watch it, but until when it goes down, you be like, I still wasn't ready.
Yeah.
You know, so you would never be fully prepared, even though you would know, but still prepared to really sit back and, you know, I'm not going to.
Right.
The next one, so you seek support and then practice patience.
Yes.
It's not going to happen overnight.
It sure is not. And you will have setbacks. But just continue going forward.
Yeah, and you may have to repeat some things over and over again. You might have to do it a few times before you win that level. Like me playing that game.
But they say that even like with grief, I think it's 7 stages. And those 7 stages is never in any particular order. And sometimes you may start here and you at 1, you at 2, you at 3, I'm back at 1. Like, so it's
be patient.
Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. And most importantly, love yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you didn't get there overnight. So it's not gonna,
because there's a lot of things that play a part in it.
A lot of levels.
Yeah. Really depending on, again, it doesn't really even depend. It's different levels regardless. Because again, not to keep taking it back to my father's death, but even like when my father passed, I kind of beat myself up a little bit over time that was missed, that we could have spent together. Because I took for granted that I had time.
We all do that.
And literally from like Wednesday to Saturday, I was like, oh God, what happened? I should have been here Thursday and Friday. Like, so it's definitely levels.
I understand.
Yeah.
So the next one.
But I have to be kind to myself.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
And embrace each step.
Yes.
Embrace each step forward and to celebrate the progress. So even if you went through 1 through 5 and you find yourself back at 1, you go to 2, celebrate yourself. Because it's still a step forward, regardless if it's a repetitive step or not.
This is true.
And in that, you are still growing. You're still growing. Like some areas you just may need to take a little bit more time, a little bit more water, a little bit more sunshine, but it'll still grow. Nurture your soul. So you engage in like self-care activity, like we said, praying, and if you read the Bible, like if you're a spiritual person, that if it's, you know, books about self-discovery, just like anything that feeds your spirit.
And take that time for yourself.
Yes, music, like whatever it is that feeds you, that makes you feel. And sometimes that feel that you get is going to be crying. You're going to be crying, you know. I know when I'm in certain places, what is the name of this song? I'm so bad with remembering names and stuff, but it's a gospel song and it's called Love is a Miracle. So and I know when I'm in certain places, the words speak to me differently. And sometimes it just make me extra happy, and sometimes it make me cry, you know, make my soul weep, you know. But ultimately it's feeding me. It's feeding me what I need. And a lot of times after I get done with worship or whatever, I feel better. I feel lifted, you know.
Relieved.
Yes. So, excuse me, whatever it is that, you know, will work for you, you know, but whatever, you know, and do it.
Right. And so these are just 5 steps that we feel like will help. And just like I said, there are the 7 stages of grief where there's no particular order. There's no particular order for these.
Yep. in particular order, just where you find your feet at.
Mm-hmm.
What you feel is, some things you may already had a self-compassion thing,
Right.
And this is not a list that's just confined.
Yeah.
To be added to.
Yes, that part.
Be added to.
Definitely elaborate on it.
Absolutely.
To make it fit you.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're dealing with. Because again, like we said, healing is a journey. It looks different for everyone.
Yes.
So what I'm going through, nobody else in the world is probably going through, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we've all been through things, but there's always different variables.
Absolutely. And it's been, like I said, it's been on me for like the last month or so. I literally started putting the course together. Just to share with people for healing. Like that's, for the most part, I run across women. Like that's my ministry to women. Just putting together some actionable steps to help. May not, like you said, it may not be end all be all list, but
right,
it helps. It helps.
It's just some way to start. Because most people don't know where to start.
Yeah, they don't or know how to. Because I remember talking. I forget who it was who called me, and they asked me because I think I was maybe a few months ago, and I think I was posting stuff just about healing or whatever. And well, how? What do you mean? How? Like, what do I do? And I was like, okay. So I really had to identify like steps. Like I know what I did for me.
But number one, I would say identify.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I was like, all right, I got you. Sat down, had a conversation. Just we chopped it up for a little bit. But I was like, this must be needed, and for it to come back full circle again in this later in this year, I was like, okay, I hear you. I'm about to put this together so that I can just share it.
It's definitely healing needed.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah.
Men and women.
It is. Yep. Everybody. Everybody.
Definitely. That's why I wish we would get off of that kick of we don't need each other because we do.
Oh, we definitely do.
That we need to heal from that.
From that part. That part.
We need to heal from that.
That's true. That's true. Especially in our community.
Yeah. Because that's some hurt that people not trying to let go of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, like, for me, healing helped me through the process of the things that I've healed from or, made progress. And it helped me be a better me for me. Because that's where my areas of I gave so much of myself. It helped me be a better version of myself for my kids, for my husband, for my mom, being able to have those conversations where before when I was younger I might just not say nothing because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Right.
But no, that's not me really helping you by not being honest. So it helped me also in me becoming more confident in saying, no, that's not going to work. I'm not going along with it, and just saying the truth and not trying to, not out of hurt or to try to sugarcoat
that part.
But because I care and because I love you, and I ain't doing all that. I ain't putting myself to jump through all these hoops when I already know at the end what's going to happen. But I will go through the motions with you just to be looking at you like, but I ain't never seen nothing. So I'm really wasting my time and not doing you any benefit, So that it's really, it has helped me and it's still helping me in my process of healing.
Yeah, I can definitely.
So your takeaway?
This is my takeaway. First and foremost, healing is not a race. There's no time limit. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You have to do what's best for you. first and foremost, you have to identify what it is that you have to heal from. So it's some work involved. Healing involves work that a lot of us do not want to do. Like I said earlier on, it was situations where I can say that, yeah, we both could have handled that differently. Or yeah, I was definitely a part of that. Like a part of the reason that it turned out the way that it did. But once you start doing that work, it kind of comes, I don't want to say easy, but it comes like you're able to maneuver through it. Healing looks different for each person because we are all healing from something different. Whether it is a relationship or the loss of someone, or physical healing. So I guess, not a takeaway, but I just want to tell people to do the work. Mm-hmm. To be a better you, just do the work. Because you'll thank yourself in the end. Because really, when you do the work, it's for you and no one else. Everyone around you will benefit from it, but it's for you. You?
That's kind of segue into what I was going to say. For me, what I wanted to leave folks with, or hope that they take away, is that it's your responsibility. Mm-hmm. It's no one else's. No one else can fix it. Nobody else can heal you. The healing has to come from you. So, like Ed said, you have to do the work yourself. And
want it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't have to jump out the whole window. One step at a time. Even if if it takes you a month or 6 months to get through that first step, it's your process. It's your time. So take that time. Don't feel like you're behind. Don't feel like you should have been, like I said, I gotta make up time. I wasted too much time. No. Because it's just like taking the shortcut, or trying to hurry up and you're going to use some, you need some crazy glue, but you're about to use this Elmer's glue. That's about to fall all back apart. You're going to find yourself at ground zero. So really take the time to get through each step.
Mm-hmm. Whatever those steps are.
Whatever they are, whatever order it is that you need to take them in. One step at a time. Mm-hmm. Provide yourself some grace and mercy throughout of it, and celebrate when you do make it. Treat yourself to maybe a chocolate bar, maybe a dinner, or whatever. I'm a fat girl, I like to eat. Mm-hmm. So no matter what it is, if it's, just treat yourself, pair of socks, whatever, something to say, you know what, I did. This is one step that I'm closer, one thing that I've done for myself to help rebuild who I am and to discover and be this new version of me. Because you're going to be once you go through this healing process, you're still you, but you're a different version of yourself. So
I'll go ahead, because
take that time, and celebrate it. Mm-hmm. Celebrate yourself. Each step. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Because I was sitting here thinking to myself, for some reason, like you said, when you go through, you're going to be a new person. Mm-hmm. So be selective about who you seek the support from, because everybody does not want you to heal. Some people benefit from that unhealed person. So it is very important. Yes, we said seek support, but be selective.
Yes, that's very, very important.
Yeah, because you know who mean you good and who don't. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know who's benefiting from that unhealed person. Yes. So yes, please be selective. Because that's what I was sitting here thinking, and then when you said that's why when you said you're gonna come out a new person, I'm like, yes, you are, and some people are going to be. Yes.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
And then that's when you kind of like a snake shed its skin. Mm-hmm. That's when you lose some people,
and it's not easy, especially if it's somebody who's been there for a very long time in your life,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you depended on, somebody that you've been sharing with.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe y'all been there for each other.
Right.
But it comes to a point that sometimes it is time to move on, and it is not easy. I am talking from experience.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Talking from experience. So if you feel like you ain't got nobody to share with, like I said, professional, find a professional, or use your journal.
Yes. There's life coaches out here.
Or use your journal. The both of us are actually certified life coaches. But journaling helps in your healing process too. It identifies triggers. It helps with something that you can go back and say, oh, this day I was feeling like this. Well, what happened? Because you're feeling this away again. It gives you a timeline. Journaling helps in so many different ways. So that's, yeah.
You know what else? We about to wrap it up, but my therapist had me use my journal to write letters to my dad. Yep. And like you said, though, I go back and I look at it, like when I'm having a really rough day, I write him a letter. And then normally I'll go back and read all the other letters. And that's how I was able to recognize that around my birthday is one of my trigger points.
Yeah. See? Listen, just saying it. So it's help out here. It's but it all begins with you.
Yes.
It all begins with you and your want and desire to be made whole.
Yes. To be made whole.
Don't make me get my Bible out. Because I can do a whole sermon right now on just do you want to be made whole.
Right.
Okay? But I won't. We will let you go.
I digress. But we thank everyone for tuning in this week. Please join us next Tuesday. I was going to say next Thursday. Lord, next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Where we will have our new discussion. Today's episode was produced by Infinite Social Solutions. They specialize in website registration, social media management, website hosting, and computer repair. You can contact John Williams, owner and IT specialist, with any inquiries at 443-681-9306, or you can email him at info@infsocialsolutions.com. Please be sure to leave a comment, like, share, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.